Out of the box, your standard commuter scooter operates strictly within factory parameters, but with a few precise modifications, that exact same machine can suddenly reach a 28-mile-per-hour top speed. AovoPro scooters ship with a rigid software cap, locking them at 15.5 or 19 miles per hour. That leaves much of the motor's actual hardware capability trapped behind a digital wall. We will walk through 3 escalating methods to bypass this restriction: a hidden display settings tweak, a forced firmware override, and a physical hardware modification. Bypassing the factory speed cap forces the motor to run at higher RPMs and significantly increases your forward momentum. Because the AovoPro's brakes were designed for 15 miles per hour, you will need to adjust your stopping distance and safety gear accordingly. Before making any changes, charge your scooter above 50% to prevent a power failure during a software write. Keep a basic set of hex keys and screwdrivers on standby. You also need to bypass the default factory app. Download a third-party application called M365 Pro, which has a blue icon. This specific application allows for the selection of older or custom firmware files. Following these preparation steps exactly ensures the scooter's controller remains stable during the override. Skipping them increases the risk of a corrupted installation that could render the hardware unresponsive. Step 1 is the least invasive approach. Turn on the scooter and hold the power and mode buttons down simultaneously. Hold them for approximately 5 seconds until the LCD screen flashes. An L or the word limit will appear, confirming the system has entered its onboard configuration mode. Tap the mode button to cycle the speed limit values upward. Keep pressing until it hits the maximum number allowed by your scooter's specific firmware tier. Hold the power and mode buttons one more time to save the new parameters directly to the memory. This ensures the settings persist after you reboot. Recent factory firmware updates often block this hidden menu entirely. If your screen did not change, you will need to move to a more invasive software technique. Open the M365 Pro app and connect to your scooter via Bluetooth. Navigate to the firmware update section and initiate a standard update installation. This interruption is a timing exploit. By forcefully closing the app at exactly 10% progress, you leave the scooter's controller in a receptive update mode. Reopening the app refreshes the file list, exposing the hidden repository, including the specific B-01-0-11K file needed. Select this 11K file to begin the overwrite. The app will prompt you for a 6-digit passcode to authorize the installation. Enter 888888. Let the installation finish completely. Once the scooter restarts, go back into the app's advanced settings and manually move the speed limit slider to 45 kilometers per hour. There is a trade-off to this specific firmware. It disables the physical headlight button on your handlebars. You will now control your lights exclusively through the mobile app interface. Overwriting the factory code replaces the manufacturer's restrictions with your own settings, effectively converting a locked commuter vehicle into a high-performance scooter, now fully capable of reaching 28 miles per hour. If your scooter is region-locked, the manufacturer may have hardwired the speed restriction directly into the controller circuitry. In these cases, software changes will not work, and you must modify the components. Turn off the power and flip the scooter over. Carefully remove the screws along the bottom of the deck. Use steady pressure to avoid stripping the screw heads as you lift the cover to expose the controller. Look for a singular red wire looping out of and back into the controller, which restricts total amperage. Severing it removes that restriction. The diagram shows a higher volume of current flowing directly to the motor. Wrap exposed ends with electrical tape. Carefully tuck the wires back into the housing and reattach the deck cover. Hand tighten the screws gently. The plastic housing is prone to structural fractures if the screws are over-tightened. Physically severing the limiter removes the manufacturer's safety sealing, allowing the motor to draw its maximum possible power from the battery. Take the scooter to a safe, private stretch of road. With the throttle pinned, you will now see the vehicle climb to and maintain its new 28-mile-per-hour top speed. This comparison shows the mechanical reality of your new top speed. At 28 miles per hour, your stopping distance is more than double what it was at the factory limit of 15.5. To manage this speed safely, check your brake cable tension before every ride, and wear protective gear rated for motorcycle or high-speed e-bike impacts. Removing digital limits shifts the responsibility for the scooter's safety from the manufacturer to the rider. You must maintain the machine meticulously to handle its dangerous new physical capabilities.